Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 3 of the Road to 500 Trades Backtested. So let's jump in. So pretty much same rules last video, avoiding Mondays and the high impact news. So Thursday is looking good. One red folder on during pre-market and all good up until Sunday. So pretty much market open. What? Okay. Anyway, we'll just move on. Seems like pretty much the whole New York was skipped there. So Monday, avoiding. Tuesday, we'll have a look just because that is after lunch. Okay. So pretty much 4 hour, we can see we have been somewhat respecting this little 4 hour fair value gap. But we did have a sweep to the downside right there. On the 1 hour, we're rejecting a 1 hour fair value gap, along with a inverse up here, so that could be a reversal of the sweep, looking to short down up until this 1 hour fair value gap. And then, yeah, 30-minute fair value gap pullback. We could even see a complete pullback up into this 30-minute. Yep, so we come down, reject that 1 hour or that 30-minute, creating a 1 minute fair value gap, pretty much just inversing everything. And then we did pull back a little bit. So if we do inverse this little one, yeah, would be all good to short down to that 4 hour fair value gap, stop above. So 50% mark of that fair value gap gets hit. We can close out 50%, move stops to break even, and then see if we do want to go a bit lower. Yeah, so we do. We'll just close out full positions right over there, hitting a 2.67 R, which isn't too bad. moving on. So Wednesday is pretty full. News during pre-market, and there is news during lunch, I believe, or after lunch. So that should be fine just to look for a trade. So that looks like was CPI. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we can see we are rejecting a 4 hour fair value gap. We could be looking to pull down up until these lows down here. Yeah, so we are pretty much looking just to inverse that 30-minute fair value gap to the upside. Come down to the 1 minute. We look for a pullback to maybe a 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, so we do get a pullback to that 5-minute. Could be looking to short off of this. Oh my days. Accidentally misclicked, but we could be looking to short off this fair value gap, off this 5-minute, down to one of these liquidity areas, because I'm pretty sure there should be nothing in the, oh yeah, okay. So could be looking to take off at this low, these fairly equal lows over here. So yeah, we did inverse this 15-minute, making it 15 minutes, so that is a BPR, so quite confident that we want to go down a bit lower. So if you just get an inverse, yeah. Okay, so we get that inverse. We do end up respecting this little one. I wanted that to be inversed. Okay. Okay, if we get a pullback on that, maybe on the 5-minute. Okay, so we don't end up getting a pullback into this 5-minute, unfortunately, but I didn't want to place this trade. You can see maybe we still get a pullback. Like I said, after 12, we'll move on to the other, but are a bit more cautious on these high impact days, but pretty much had the good buys and standing. Just did not want to trade until this little one was inverse. If you see, we kept respecting it and wanted a pullback on this fair value gap, so something like that, and we didn't end up getting that, which is all goods. So moving on to the next. So Thursday is fine, one yellow folder. So can be quite confident during that day. Okay, yeah. So coming on a market open, we can see on the 4 hour, we did sweep out all these lows. Along with we did inverses 4 hour for rally gap. Only 1 hour we can see a pullback into a FEG. And then on the 30-minute, we made a fair rally gap to the upside. So we could take a pullback trade from this fair rally gap down to this, or maybe even lower if it inverses it. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, yeah, this is looking, let's make sure it's still respecting it. Okay, so we did inverse that 1 hour, so we could be looking for longs if we get a pullback. Pretty sure in the, yeah, if we get a pullback to one of those gaps, maybe on the 15-minute. Okay, so we made a new 30-minute fair rally gap over here. So we could be looking for a pullback on that and then just take a pretty risky long up until this high. Or actually, it is a 15-minute, so I could just be looking for longs right now anyway. Look on the 2-minute. Yeah, we did pretty much just inverse that completely, so could be just looking to long off this 15-minute fair value gap. And then see how that plays out. So we do come in after lunch, so we could be seeing pretty just slow movement up until after 1. We're just going to be closing around 50% over here at pretty much 1.5, making it a risk-free trade, and then taking it the rest of that all the way to the top. Jeez. Okay. Okay, we ended up getting stopped out right there, so pretty much just hit a 1.5 R on that, somewhere around here, I believe. Coming in on Friday, 10 a.m., there is news. So we will just be cautious on that. Impact doesn't look to be too bad. If we look in the 4 hour, pull back into this 4 hour for value gap, probably looking to take out the top of this range before Friday close. Only 1 hour, we can see we did just take out this high. So could be seeing a reversal off of that to one of these and pull back into that 1 hour probably. Yeah, it looks like that's what it wants to do. Okay, yeah. So we got our market structure shift. Just complete follow through after that sweep. So I'm just gonna be looking to short, placing stops right above that, and then targeting probably going to be looking to target the... Oh, okay. Didn't see there's a 15-minute fair value gap, just completely skipped that. So we could be getting stopped out if it respects... Where are we at now? We'll take off 50% at 1.3R, move stops to break even, and then take it down to the complete range. Okay, so we are still respecting that 15-minute. Want to see a complete move down to that low. Okay, sweet. Low has been hit. Take out full position. Sweet. Good trade, good trade. 2.95R. Coming in on Friday. I mean, still the Friday. It's going to be skipping Monday, Tuesday, 9:30, one yellow folder, and then another one pretty much at 1 o'clock. Okay, so looks like that yellow folder wasn't high impact pretty much at all. So I don't even have to worry about that. We could still be looking to take out this high sometime this week. On the 1 hour, we did get a pullback up until here. And then continue going up a little bit. There is still this huge 1 hour to be filled. So we could honestly just completely pull back during Tuesday on that and then seeing distribution during the rest of the week up until Friday. Even on the 30-minute, if we can get this rest of this 30-minute for rally gap along with that sweep, could be looking to longs up until that high. Because on the 15-minute, it is just accumulation pretty much. Yep, see, pull back to that 1 hour. On the 2-minute, we could be looking for entries off of one of these inverse. Unless we just see a complete follow through. Once it hits 11, that should be the new hourly. And we can see if we have been respecting it. Okay, so we did inverse. There is this 1 hour, but if we're just disrespecting pretty much half, well, the rest of that fair value gap, and then another one, just not even going to be bothered looking for long. Especially if we're just going to be inversing the whole 4 hour fair value gap. Because that's pretty much what is happening. So we are still respecting it, to be honest. Yeah. So just gonna be moving on from that day. I'm gonna be taking stupid entries. Coming in on Wednesday, we have a clean news day. Only one folder in after lunch, so not bad. It might have been some type of meeting during Tuesday, actually. It was because we accumulated the whole session pretty much. So yeah, coming in on market open, we can see on the 4 hour, we did just take out this low, but we could be seeing a pullback maybe to this 4 hour fair value gap, along with sweeping out this low. And on the 1 hour, we are starting to see somewhat respect off of this sweep. And then on the 30-minute, we could be looking out just to fill this fair value gap to go down to that 4 hour or rest of that 1 hour, I believe. I mean, this low. So we will see what happens. Yeah, see. Okay, so we pull back up until this 30, the rest of that 30 minutes, sweeping out that high as well. Pretty much just clearly rejecting it. So we could be seeing it move lower down to this low, and that 4 hour to, and I mean, if we look on the 1 hour as well, we are pretty bearish. So jump on the 1 minute. Yeah, that's pretty clear. Inverse, 2 minute inverse. Yeah, not really much room for any pullbacks. We could maybe wait for this 3 minute to be inverse, but then it's pretty much right there. So look on the 30 minutes, see what's going on. Okay, so we did just pull back into another 30-minute fair value gap. Making a fair value gap to the upside. Pretty much we have been inversing everything off of just that 1 hour sweep, so this fair value gap we can look to see if it gets respected. I mean, it's not, that didn't even tap, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's a wraps pretty much. Yeah, so 12 a.m. got hit. Didn't even pull back up until this 30-minute fair value gap. So moving on to the next day. Thursday. Seven, 9:30. Pretty full day of the yellow folders, but there is one at 12. So we would want to be getting out by 11:45, I'd say. Okay. Looking at the 4 hour, we can see we did just tap that 4 hour fair value gap. Starting to see respect of that already. On the 1 hour, we've tapped it pretty much during pre-market. So it could be looking for shorts as well. So we just drop down to the lower time frame. And okay, yeah. So pretty much we see respection. We see pull back down into a 5 minute along with that 4 hour and that sweep. If we look in the 1 minute, if we inverse these and then we get a pullback, so maybe on this 5 minute we get a pullback, 15 minute maybe. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna wait for this 15 minute to close, and then if we get a pullback, so we did pretty much inverse that. If we get a pullback to this 15, we could be looking for longs, taking it up higher. Okay, so pretty much news is coming up. It's yellow folders, so I'm not too worried. If we do inverses, I'll be looking for entries. I guess we don't. But we come back down, tapping A. Yeah. So if we don't inverses before, so we do, I might just enter actually. Unless there's a fair rally gap over here, then I might just skip this day. There's a little one over here. The thing is, I don't really want to put my stop loss. Yeah, even if I put it at the half mark, I gotta target the top of this whole range, and that's a 1.2. And I doubt it won't go up there. So let me just skip this day, but we can look to see if it even goes up here. Yeah, so news pretty much didn't have an effect. Okay, this one did. So like a pull down, yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna be avoiding news at all costs, to be honest. On Friday, 9:30, we do have news on market open. So just one yellow folder, so not too worried. That play out a little bit. Not much impact, sweet. Look in the 4 hour, we have been accumulating. We did just tap that pretty much a day ago, I reckon, or half a day. On the 1 hour, we can see we are pretty bearish. We have been not really respecting this 1 hour, but it is still getting respected. Okay, that's the respection we needed. On the 30 minute, that is just a 30 minute pullback to this fair value gap, so it could be looking okay. So maybe if we pull back to a 5 minute, okay. So we did just take out a few of these lows, so I'm not too stressed about that. We could always just find more TP, but we inverse that 30 minute pullback to that, along with the 5 minute. On the 30, we are about to make a fair value gap. Jeez, okay. So we don't end up respecting that 5 minute. So bias is just completely cooked right now. We'll switch bias to longs. Seriously, just over 15? It's probably like a 1 hour at most. Actually 30 at most. So we do that, we sweep out pretty much just this yeah, just this low. And then we inverse basically everything. So we can get rid of these. If we get a only 1 hour, there's nothing. Could be looking to come up and fill this as a take profit. And only 5 minutes, if we actually just get a pullback to one of these. Yeah. Okay, and we do inverse, so I'm just gonna enter, keep my stop loss really tight up until here, and then taking profits halfway through, and then maybe letting the rest run, because it could be looking to go to the top of that. Okay, coming in at 12 to 1, that's lunch hour, so it's going to be moving really slow. Come on. So it does look like we are respecting that 1 hour, so I could get stopped out. Unfortunately, coming into the next day, yeah, it looks like we're getting stopped out. Yep. So that was a stopped out trade. First L, first loss in a while. So was hoping to see a further up until halfway, and then I can move stop to break even. But pretty much, I should have just avoided this completely by not even entering this trade. Purely just of how high it went. But let's review the data of today. So pretty much just took 4 trades. I feel like they were quite in depth. Still overall win rate is 77% on those 35 trades. If we do come down to the analytics, just let that load. Don't know why it's taking 7 years. There we go. Okay. There we go, yeah. So total P&L on the 10K account is $5,538. So you can see on the equity grew pretty much grew a lot. Winners 27 and then 8 losers currently. Max consecutive wins 13, max consecutive losses 12. And then we've been doing 10% more or 20% more sells than buys. We can see March was a good return, and April, I believe we just got an April so far has been really good as well. But coming in pretty much is March was 2 break-evens, or around about break-even, and then February was, January so far, good, pretty much good. 2 break-evens and then 1 loss. And then February 2 wins, 2 losses. March 2 break-evens, and the rest were full TP winners, I believe. And then April has been good so far as well. And then 1 loss that we just took, but still up 55% on the the replay. So not good. I mean good, it's good. So good replay so far, 77% win rate, and 35 out of 500, so still got a while to go. But yeah, just gonna wrap that up there. So latest